When we look at Switzerland in the 1600s, what had happened is a guy named John Calvin had come and had begun leading people into a new movement that we now call Calvinism. But it obviously took them out of the church. People began leaving the Catholic faith in pretty big numbers. And so what happened is there's a lot of saints here, but two of the biggest ones were, oh dear, I just forgot the first, Saint Francis de Sales, and today's saint, Saint Fidelis of Sigmaringen. And what he said, and it was true, they were leaving the Catholic Church not because they disagreed with the church, but because they disagreed with what they thought the church taught. They were wrong about what Catholicism was teaching, and they were leaving for that reason. So sometimes today we'll hear people say, well, I'm not Catholic because I don't want to worship Mary. Well, we don't either. But there's people who think we do, and so they say, well, then I'm not Catholic. So what did Saint Sigmaringen, that's where he's from, Saint Fidelis do? Well, he started going around and talking to people, quite literally. He started traveling from town to town and telling them, well, this is what the Catholic faith is. This is what the faith of the early Christians were, and you should follow this. And it worked. And it worked so well that they decided we have to shut this guy up. And so a group of soldiers visited him in the market and told him, if you don't stop bringing people back into the Catholic Church, we're going to kill you. And he said, well, then you have to kill me. I'm not going to stop. So they let him alone, but as he left the market, they surrounded him and they gave him another chance, and they started to beat him, at which point he told them, I'm not going to give up. And what I'm going to do is forgive you for what you are doing and what you're about to do. So he prayed that God would forgive them even while they were beating him to death. He is one of those guys that we look at and think, this must be what it means to be brave, to know what's right and to decide to do it no matter what. And we're so grateful to him for that. We look at these saints and martyrs and we recognize we're probably not going to be asked to renounce our Catholic faith and join a different church at the price of our life. That's probably never going to happen. It might, but I more or less doubt it. But what we might be asked to do is to act like or to change, to decide that other people are right about God or about what it is to be a human. And they're going to say, well, you have to believe that, or we're not going to talk to you. We're not going to let you work here, whatever it may be. What you and I want to remember is that the kind of bravery Jesus is probably going to ask of us is that we find out what's true and we stick with it no matter what anybody else says. That just like Jesus and just like Saint Fidelis, we care about one thing, and that's what's true. Not whether people will like it, not whether people will accept it, but we care about what's true. So that's one of the reasons you guys are so very blessed to have this school, and why we're so very blessed to have you. Because we're a group of people trying to learn everything we can about what's true. What's true about God, what's true about the universe, what's true about the world, and what's true about us. We want to know those things so that we can hold fast to them. So today I'll invite you to thank Jesus for the people who sacrificed so you could go to school here. Your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever it might be. I'll invite us to thank God for our teachers and our faculty and our staff, and then all the people you see at church on Sunday. They sacrifice so we can have this school. Thank Jesus for them, because all of them are making it possible for us to learn what is true. Amen? Okay.